I had a vivid dream this morning of being in Norway, not the real Norway that I saw in 2008, but my own surreal version of Norway. I was in a little village near some very steep fjord-like mountains that surrounded us. It looked a bit like Flom, a real place I visited on a boat in the fjords. The air was crisp and cool, the sky was blue. I was riding a little tiny red tricycle through town, which was normal in this place. There were no adult-sized bikes available, so me and a few other adults rode kids. I'm having a hard time speaking today. Kids-sized tricycles around town. I was in an acting class with Nicole Kidman. We were doing scenes and having them filmed. There was this strange communal bathroom with mops and brooms everywhere. It was hard to find an empty bathroom stall. Even the showers had brooms and mops in them. Asian janitors were walking around trying to clean and organize and put away the brooms and mops. I was shy to use the bathroom with all those extra janitors in the area. I kept going back to the classroom and trying to finish the exercise of acting out a scene with Nicole Kidman and about 10 other actors in the room. We had some kind of strange pulley and wire system. We were taking turns hanging from the ceiling and doing acrobatic dancing in the air and saying lines. We were told, "Be graceful. Make sure you are graceful. And say your lines and be emotional in a correct way." I was nervous. I kept laughing. Suddenly, I decided to leave the room and get some fresh air. I ran down a long, confusing hallway with all kinds of hidden doors and secret staircases. I kept trying to find my way out, and I kept accidentally walking into spaces where people were auditioning for a part in an opera. I saw women all dressed up with lots of makeup and opera-type costumes, looking very nervous, waiting backstage for their turn to audition. I felt empathy for them. I saw some cats in cupboards and petted them as I was climbing steep staircases and ladders. A few of the boards on them were loose and snapped under my feet. I almost fell a couple times. It was a 12-foot drop. I made sure not to fall, but it was hard. Finally, I felt some drafty air coming in, and I knew finally I found a way out, through a green, chipped paint wooden door with a rusty doorknob. I was then outside. What a confusing building, I thought. I saw the tricycle that was mine to ride, and looked up at the steep fjord-like mountains surrounding the village, and noticed the gorgeous white fluffy clouds hugging the tops of the jagged rock mountain. The clouds started moving fast and blowing downhill, almost like dandelion fluff you blow for good luck. Then I reached for my camera and realized I had left it in the classroom. Ouch! I wanted to take photos of those gorgeous moving clouds. Then I realized the moving white fluff was not clouds, but white buffalo running, almost flying down the rock. They floated. My eyes became a zoom lens, and I was able to get a focus on these beautiful white buffalo that had fur more like dandelion fluff than the normal buffalo fur. I wondered if this was normal to see buffalo fly down the mountain. As soon as I thought this, excuse me, I'm going to say that part over again because I messed up. I wondered if this was normal to see buffalo fly down the mountain. As soon as I thought this, 2 buffalo looked at me and telepathically told me, "This is not normal. This is a once-in-10-year event you are seeing." They wished I could film them. 2 of these buffaloes slowed down and floated in mid-air for me to get a good look at them. They told me with their eyes to remember them. If I could not photograph them, at least keep a vision of them in my memory and tell people about their beauty and grace. I saw them speed up and slide down the rocky hill. I wondered if they were going to die or if they were somehow safe doing this. Like their white, fluffy, dandelion-like fur was helping them glide, fly, or float. They were not ordinary buffalo. I kept looking around the village, and no one else seemed to be noticing the buffalo the way I was. Did they not see? Or was this normal to them? As I was a visitor and didn't live there. I remember thinking the acting teacher would surely forgive me for leaving class early because I saw such a rare sight, and I could tell the class about it. I was frustrated to not have my camera with me, though. I tried to forgive myself for leaving my camera in the classroom and have some trust that this vision was meant to be a memory in my head and not something I needed a photograph of. I knew it was real and didn't need to show anyone else or prove anything to anyone. But I did want to take beautiful photographs of this graceful event. I wonder about the symbolism of this. I have never dreamt of white buffalo before. Fascinating. Okay, so that was the white buffalo dream, and it left me with a really good feeling. It left me with this feeling of hope, and a lot of times in dreams I get really angry and panicked, or I get mad at myself. I have reoccurring dreams where I get lost in buildings, and there's lots of hallways and doors and secret passageways and strange bathroom stalls, like I said, with mops and brooms. Or sometimes I have dreams where I'm trying to find a restroom and there's like hoses everywhere and tangled up rope, and there's just stuff blocking me. There's stuff in my way. I guess the reoccurring theme in a lot of my dreams are obstacles that I'm trying to get past and in order to do what I want to do. There's physical things in the way, or there's psychological things blocking me, fears that I have, or oh, what if this happens, what if that happens, me thinking a lot and analyzing and trying to figure out if I should or should not do something. And this dream was different because there were things in the way, although I wasn't going to give up. I wanted to get out of the building and get some fresh air, and I was determined. And I saw the people auditioning for opera, and I felt nervous for them, empathy and nervous, and I didn't want to invade their space, but I didn't wimp out. I kept trying to find my way through the complicated hallways and corridors until I could finally get out and get some fresh air. And it's almost like I knew that I was supposed to go outside so that I could see, I guess the amazing buffalo, or what I thought were clouds, fluffing and floating and hugging the jagged rocks above. So that was my dream. So if you know what symbolism you see in that, I think the dream symbolism is probably fairly personal. So what it means to me might not be the same as what it would mean to you if you dreamt it. So for me, I think it has something to do with letting go, letting myself fly and float and glide, and being in tune with the white, like a white canvas, fresh, open, clear slate type space, and the fact that white in the rainbow, I guess, contains all the other colors of the rainbow. Something like wholeness, full spectrum, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, gray, black, white, all the hues and the chroma of color, and rainbow and prism light and wholeness. And the other thing,
Moody me, many me's, evoking seas. Vice set me free, rocking the paradox, unlocking authenticity, dancing.